As we were looking at making a new scammer video, we came across a BBC investigation that revealed a deeply disturbing truth that has left the nation in shock and disbelief. At least 30 police officers in England and Wales have been convicted of child sex abuse offences since January 2022, a staggering and horrifying statistic. These cases, ranging from possessing indecent images to committing serious sexual assaults, have sent shockwaves through the nation. The public's trust in law enforcement has been shaken to its very core, leaving many to question the integrity of those sworn to protect them. The revelations raise serious questions about the vetting processes within police forces. How could individuals with such malicious intent slip through the cracks? This highlights the urgent need for comprehensive reform to protect the most vulnerable members of society, our children. The investigation, which involved meticulously analyzing court records and police press releases, paints a grim picture of abuse of power and betrayal of trust. It underscores the importance of transparency and accountability within the police force. The convicted officers, who were entrusted with upholding the law and protecting the public, instead used their positions to exploit and abuse children. This betrayal is not just a legal issue but a moral one, shaking the very foundations of our society. These cases are not isolated incidents, but rather point to a systemic issue that demands immediate attention. The need for a thorough overhaul of the system is evident to ensure that such heinous acts are never repeated and that justice is served. Among the convicted officers are individuals like Lewis Edwards, a former Metropolitan Police officer who admitted to a series of child sex offences, including attempting to meet a child following sexual grooming. His actions were not only criminal but also a gross misuse of his position, which was meant to protect the public, especially the most vulnerable members of society. Edwards' case is particularly disturbing as it involved the exploitation of a position of trust and authority. The betrayal felt by the community is immeasurable, as those who are supposed to uphold the law and safeguard citizens are found to be the perpetrators of such heinous acts. Similarly, the case of James Ford, a former police community support officer who was jailed for 18 years for raping a 9-year-old girl, sent shockwaves through the nation. Ford's actions were a stark reminder of the potential for abuse within institutions that are designed to protect. These cases highlight the devastating impact of such crimes on the victims, their families, and the wider community. The emotional and psychological scars left behind are often deep and long-lasting, affecting every aspect of the victims' lives. The breach of trust is profound, leaving victims feeling vulnerable and questioning who they can turn to for help. The sense of security that once existed is shattered, making it difficult for victims to rebuild their lives and regain their trust in authority figures. The actions of these officers have cast a dark shadow over the entire police service, eroding public confidence in those sworn to protect them. It is a stark reminder of the importance of accountability and the need for rigorous oversight within law enforcement agencies to prevent such abuses of power. The impact of these convictions extends far beyond the individual victims and perpetrators. The revelation that those entrusted with upholding the law are capable of such heinous acts has severely damaged public trust in the police. This erosion of trust can have far-reaching consequences, making individuals less likely to report crimes and cooperate with law enforcement. Rhiannon Faye MacDonald, a spokesperson for the NSPCC, emphasizes the devastating impact of such abuse, stating that these individuals held positions of trust and authority, and their actions will have a long-lasting impact on their victims. She further highlights the psychological trauma inflicted on victims, emphasizing the importance of providing them with the necessary support and resources to heal. The need for reform, strengthening vetting and recruitment processes. The alarming number of convictions among police officers has sparked widespread calls for immediate and comprehensive reform within police forces across the nation. Experts are urging for a complete overhaul of the vetting and recruitment process. This includes implementing more rigorous background checks, thorough psychological evaluations, and ongoing monitoring of officers throughout their careers to ensure they remain fit for duty. The current system, it seems, has failed to effectively weed out individuals with predatory tendencies, allowing them to slip through the cracks and gain access to vulnerable individuals, including children and other at-risk groups. MacDonald, a leading voice in police reform, stresses the need for a zero-tolerance approach to such behavior within police forces, stating that robust safeguarding procedures are crucial to prevent future abuse and misconduct. She argues that a significant change in the culture of policing is needed, one that prioritizes the safety and well-being of children and other vulnerable individuals above all else. This cultural shift is essential for restoring public trust and ensuring the integrity of the police force. Justice for victims, the call for consistent and robust sentencing. While the convictions offer some semblance of justice for the victims, concerns remain about the sentencing of those found guilty. There is a clear need for more consistent and robust sentencing guidelines to ensure that perpetrators are held accountable for their actions. The current system, some argue, is too lenient, with some convicted officers receiving sentences that do not reflect the severity of their crimes. Ms. MacDonald expresses concern over the use of non-custodial sentences in some cases, stating that justice must be seen to be done. She believes that stronger sentences are necessary to deter future offenders and send a clear message that such behavior will not be tolerated.